Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are diving into something absolutely huge. We're breaking down a literal step-by-step roadmap to building wealth, straight from the insights of entrepreneur Mark Tilbury. He's laid out what he confidently calls his smartest path to financial freedom in 2026, and we're going to completely unpack his systematic approach so you can actually restructure your finances and achieve that freedom for yourself.
Now, to really grasp this roadmap, we got to look at where Tilbury actually started. Because look, at 16, he was a high school dropout. His teachers basically wrote him off, and he ended up starting an apprenticeship as a carpenter. And get this, his starting point was literally making wooden trash cans for $2 an hour. $2! He was stuck on the ultimate hamster wheel, absolutely dreading the idea of being a slave to a boss forever. He definitely didn't start with some massive trust fund, you know? He built this from the absolute bottom up.
Which naturally leads us to the giant elephant in the room. A question a lot of us are asking right now. Is it even still possible to become financially free today? I mean, with insane inflation, sky-high housing costs, and all this economic uncertainty, it honestly feels harder than ever. But Tilbury's answer? It's a resounding yes. It is absolutely possible. But, and this is a big but, only if you have the exact right plan. You just can't wing it anymore. You need a structured, bulletproof approach.
So here's the exact 5-step roadmap we're going to follow. Step 1, find your freedom figure. Step 2, hack your life. Step 3, build credit. Step 4, create income streams. And Step 5, expand with money. Let's get right into it.
Step 1, find your freedom figure.
Look, you simply cannot hit a target you haven't defined. Finding your freedom figure means calculating the exact, down-to-the-dollar amount you need to live your absolute dream lifestyle without ever running out of cash. It's not some vague, oh, I want to be rich fantasy. It is a hard mathematical baseline. Let's look at a really aspirational lifestyle for someone in their 20s. Say you want a slick apartment in Miami or London. That's going to run you about $30 grand a year in rent. You want a nice car, like a Porsche? That's about $4,125 in running costs. Throw in some nice mid-range vacations, your boring utility bills, food, health insurance, and just general leisure money. You add all that up, and our baseline freedom figure for this specific dream life comes to exactly $75,245 a year.
Okay, so how on earth do you guarantee that income forever? Well, the answer lies in one magic multiplier, the number 25. This brings us to the famous rule of 25. You take that yearly expense number we just calculated, the $75,245, and you multiply it by 25. That gives us roughly $1.88 million. Boom! That is your target investment portfolio. Think of this massive portfolio like a golden goose. As long as you only ever take the eggs, which means using a safe withdrawal rate of around 4%, and you never ever eat the goose itself, it's going to keep producing for you indefinitely. And since the S&P 500 has historically averaged a 12 to 14% return over the last 10 years, making a 4% withdrawal is incredibly safe.
All right, moving on to step 2, hack your everyday life.
So we know the giant number we need to hit, but where do we find the actual fuel, the cash, to invest and reach it? Now listen, this is not about miserable penny pinching. It's about systematically plugging the invisible financial leaks in your life so you can invest without giving up the stuff you actually love. Take brand hacking, for example. A name brand box of cereal costs around $4.25. The generic version, which literally tastes exactly the same, is $1.66. You just saved $2.56. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds tiny, right? Who cares about $2? But if you save $2.56 every single day, that's over $930 a year. Over 5 years, that tiny micro habit compounds to over $4,600. It is the micro math that builds empires.
And brand hacking is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's blitz through a few more of these practical hacks. Car hacking. Stop financing brand new cars just to keep up appearances. Buy a high-quality used car that's already hit the bottom of its depreciation curve. House hacking. Buy a duplex, live in one side, and rent the other half out to literally cover your mortgage. Tax hacking. Legally, and I mean legally, keep more of your hard-earned cash using business deductions or tax-free accounts like a Roth IRA or an ISA. And deal hacking. Never ever accept the sticker price. Always find the true market value, like checking what CarMax would pay for a car, and negotiate straight from there.
Okay, step 3, get a credit card. Now, I know this step might shock some of you because we're constantly force-fed the idea that all debt is bad. We really need to completely dispel the myth that credit cards are evil. When you use them correctly, they are an absolutely vital wealth-building tool. Think about it.
Your credit score is basically your financial reputation. It's how you prove to lenders that you're reliable. Why does that matter for your wealth? Well, if you buy a house at 28, a high credit score, which you built by using a credit card responsibly and keeping your balances super low, is going to unlock a significantly lower mortgage interest rate. Over a 30-year loan, that lower rate literally saves you massive amounts of money. That's money staying in your pocket to be invested rather than just handing it over to the bank.
Which brings us to step 4, create additional income streams.
So, we've optimized our savings, but you can only save so much, right? To truly accelerate your path to that freedom figure, we have to play offense. We need to create more income. Tilber uses this brilliant analogy, the multi-legged stool. If you rely completely on your 9-to-5 job, your entire financial stability is balancing on a single leg. If you lose that job, the stool collapses. It's incredibly dangerous. You need to keep that 9-to-5, but immediately add a second leg by starting a side hustle using skills you already have, stuff like freelancing or affiliate marketing. Then, you take that extra cash and invest it, creating a completely passive third leg.
Now let's absolutely destroy the #1 excuse people make. I'm just too busy. Let's look at the raw math of a week. You've got 168 hours total. Subtract 56 hours so you get a full, healthy 8 hours of sleep a night. Subtract 40 hours for your day job. Subtract generous chunks of time for eating and commuting. Look at what is left. You literally have over 50 hours of pure free time every single week. The time to build your side hustle isn't magically hiding somewhere, it's sitting right there in your current schedule.
Finally, step 5, use money for expansion.
This final step, it's all about a massive psychological shift. It's adopting the wealthy mindset regarding what money is actually meant to do. See, the poor and middle class mostly view money as a way to just pay bills or to build credit so they can take out bigger loans for nicer cars and bigger houses. It's a trap. But the rich, they view money as a tool for expansion. It's a seed that you plant to grow more money. When the wealthy start earning extra cash from those side hustles, they don't instantly run out and buy luxury clothes or upgrade their lifestyle. That's lifestyle creep, and it will destroy your wealth. Instead, they deploy that capital to work for them.
So, what are the actual expansion vehicles you should be planting these seeds in? The absolute easiest place to start is the stock market, specifically S&P 500 index funds. By using dollar-cost averaging and just buying fractional shares consistently, your money starts doing the heavy lifting while you literally sleep. Next, you could allocate a small, high-risk portion, we're talking up to 5% maximum, into crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum for that crazy high-growth potential. And finally, the big one, real estate. Whether it's house hacking like we talked about or building up a full portfolio of rental properties, real estate is the ultimate wealth builder once you have those cash deposits saved up.
So there you have it. We've covered the baseline freedom figure, the everyday life hacks, the credit strategy, generating that extra income, and adopting the expansion mindset. The entire roadmap is laid out right in front of you. So, my final question to you is this. Are you finally ready to stop relying on a single source of income and start building your multi-legged stool today? If you take serious action on these steps, you'll quickly realize that financial freedom isn't some mythical fantasy. It's just a mathematical certainty. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer.